Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to season 3 of Soundtown. I'm Eric.
And I'm Russ. Eric, did you think we'd make it this far, season 3?
No, oh my god. The fact that anyone wanted to listen to us at the beginning, and now people are
Right?
still listening to us this many
I
episodes
know.
in.
Yeah, yo, thank you so much for listening. And thank you to anyone who tuned in during our brief hiatus for the Soundtown Music Festival. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, all you have to do is go on YouTube, literally type in Soundtown Music Festival, and 2 days worth of amazing sets from artists who have been on our podcast have been posted. They perform. It's incredible. And we were raising money for the Chuck and Tina Pagano Cancer Research Fund. Again, feel free to go watch those performances. There's links in the description to donate, and those donation links aren't going away. So, if you go check it out now, you can still donate. If you come across it a year from now, you can still donate. And thank you to all the artists who volunteered their time to record their sets. And man, if we do another music festival next year, Eric, we're going to have even more people to bring on, because this coming season is going to be chock full of awesome artists. How excited are you?
I'm so excited. This whole podcast is just a front for our music festival charities.
You've fallen into the trap. Well, we start this season with a close friend of ours. Would you like to introduce said person?
Oh, got it. Oh. Let me read this real quick. Oh wow, it's our good friend Logan Stahl.
Yeah, Logan, if you're unfamiliar, he's a friend of ours, like I said. He's in a band called Mobius Striptease that he says is now defunct, which I kind of don't believe, but they're really
Excellent
good.
Name, though. Excellent name.
But also, and I kind of didn't realize this until we got off the horn with him, Eric. He has a really large internet following for his illustrations and drawings and authorizations. I don't know what the word is. Basically, our friend Logan wrote and illustrated an incredible book that we talk about and help him promote. And I'm excited to dive in the conversation. How about you, Eric?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Let's just get to it. Here's our conversation with our friend and author, Logan Stahl.
I seen these moments on CeeLo. On CeeLo.
Oh, you guys are too nice to me already. Already inflating my
Yeah, we gotta tone it down. We gotta start being mean.
Yeah, you gotta break me down and build me back up. We'll have a story arc for the podcast. No, this is so cool to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being on, and sorry to keep you waiting. That was my bad.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm just hanging out, so it's all good.
Cool, man. Where are you living nowadays?
Somerville.
That's right.
Yeah. We're actually we're moving, but we're moving down the street, so it's gonna be in the same town. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Very exciting. Good stuff.
How is Ellen doing?
Ellen's great. Yeah, she's just hanging out in the other room right now.
Yo, tell her we said what's up.
I will. She's, as soon as she was really excited when I told her I was going to be on. She was like, "Oh, they should come over and play another show for our anniversary." And I was like, "That's probably not going to happen." But yeah, she's.
You never know.
For you guys. Yeah,
You never know.
We still owe you. From all the way back then, I said we should treat you guys to dinner, and that hasn't happened yet. So it's going to happen when
it's true.
The pandemic gets figured out.
Yeah, that's the problem. She's fully vaccinated, but yeah.
Cool. I'm on my way.
I got my first shot today.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, I was ineligible until Monday, and then now I can't even find an appointment, but I'll get it eventually.
Cool.
Yeah.
So was she working on the front lines for a while, or not at all, or?
Well, yeah, no, she was having urgent care from when it started until December, and then she left because this is her last semester of school, so she wants to
Gotcha.
finish up. But yeah, she was right there on the front line the whole time.
Well,
Yeah.
well, many thanks to her. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's wonderful. I will let her know you said that. Well, she'll probably watch this, so.
Oh, I hope so. Hi, Ellen.
She's gonna be delighted.
When okay, if she is gonna watch this, I have to tell you a funny story. So for people listen, I don't know if we started the podcast yet. Let's just assume we started the podcast already. For people listening, Logan, when he got married, he asked Shark Club to play his wedding, and that was like the funnest night ever. We couldn't go. We didn't go to the ceremony because we were setting up all of our equipment at the place where the reception was. And so when you guys arrived, you dapped me up. You were like, "Yo, what's up?" I was like, "Hey, yeah, congratulations." And when Ellen saw me, what she did was she hugged me and she kissed me on the cheek. And that was like my first experience of somebody my age greeting me by kissing me on the cheek, and I felt like such an adult.
Yeah,
but I was also like,
Russ.
I was also like so nervous. I was like, "You just got married."
Yeah,
but she's super nice.
That was an amazing day. I mean, that was the best day of my life. So yeah, everybody I know still talks about you guys playing at my wedding. That was insane.
Oh, that's so nice. Everyone there was so nice to us, and we were nervous because that's not, the type of crowd we normally perform in front of. But you had like grandparents, aunts and uncles, a bunch of older folks just dancing in the front row. They were super into it the whole time, and that helped us a lot.
I think my like favorite part, I mean, I loved everything about having you guys there, but like the funniest thing was I had like multiple people ask me like where they could get Shark Club merch at like the end of the reception. And I thought that was just so funny. And I think you brought it out. I think you people were asking you for like buttons and stuff, right?
I don't remember. Do you remember, Eric?
No, but we should have set up a merch table, man.
That would have been
a failed
so
marketing
funny.
opportunity. We could have made some money.
That was really, really fun.
Yeah, we were so happy we were able to be part of your day, and the fact that you say you had so much fun, that we're glad we were able to contribute to that. So thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, and yeah, I would love to go to dinner with you guys. That'd be delightful. Hopefully,
yeah,
soon.
we'll sort it out. I'm gonna let Ellen decide when it's okay to start doing that. I feel like she's the most knowledgeable out of everybody here. I've just been uber cautious about everything. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, no, she's the smart one. I usually just let her delegate anyway. She's the good one.
Let's talk about this. I didn't expect to talk about this, but let's talk about this.
Yeah.
I think we're the same age, right, Logan?
I'm going to be 25 in like 2 weeks.
Oh, happy early birthday. I turned 25 in February.
Then yeah, we're about the same age, yeah.
If anything, you're younger than me. And
yeah, that means you're stronger than smarter than me too, actually.
Oh, I guess. Well, I don't know about that because I personally right now, and I'm sure it's different for each person, I can't imagine being married right now. I'm sure you've 1000% found the love of your life. What's marriage life like for you?
It's
don't worry. She's like, even though she's gonna watch, like act like she's not gonna watch.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna have to like edit this and like cut together my answers so it sounds nice. No, I love being married. I mean, Ellen's amazing. She's my best friend, and it's really delightful being married. But yeah, no one my age is married. I don't know anyone else my age that's married, except for her siblings. But yeah, but no, I love it. It's fun. I don't have to drive back and forth to see her. We're just there. It simplifies things logistically. But it really is nice. It makes me really happy.
That's awesome. Do you guys like help with chores around the house? Am I getting into territory that I shouldn't? We got, especially because she was. I've gotten pretty good at chores because when she was on the front lines and all this stuff, I was pretty much just me home a lot of the time. So, but yeah, no, we split it up pretty well. It works. Yeah, you just like we like have to talk about it and plan things out, but like it works pretty much fine. Cool. What do you, I mean? What's your take on this, Eric? Eric and I, we are both. Eric, you're still dating Jessie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. Eric and I, we are both in like our own kind of like more long-term relationships. I just
I didn't know you were dating anybody, Russ. I didn't know Eric was either, but Eric's a catch. I mean, how could he not be?
Eric's a total catch. Just look at that beard.
Yeah, it's the mustache.
It's the mustache.
They're only in it for the mustache.
Yeah, that is the downside of being married. I am not allowed to have a mustache. I've
Oof.
tried
It's in the
before,
contract.
and when I have a mustache, she gives me such a look of just deep hopelessness and disappointment that I cannot bear to keep it. So
Ugh.
it's
Dang.
unfortunate.
Man, the whole point of marriage is being able to grow a mustache and just
That's what
having
I
to say,
thought.
hey, just deal with it.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking about now, Eric? Remember that video you sent me of that guy playing guitar in his garage?
Yes.
Could you verbally walk us through that video? See if Logan can relate.
It's this dude just absolutely shredding on his machine gun shaped axe in his garage, and off to the side you hear his wife start to like just gently like tell him like, hey, knock it off, it's late, and he like just
Like the
totally
kids are
freaks
trying to
out.
sleep.
Did you see what I was doing? Oh man.
I have encountered that. I have to go out on we're in an apartment and there's like a little like fire escape, and I have to go and play on the fire escape so I don't disturb the solemnity inside. So I just stand out there with sometimes I'm just out there with a banjo, and like people will look up at me because that's like weird. But it's fun. If it's nice out, it's really fun.
You're
post
now just that banjo guy to them.
The banjo guy that lives above the restaurant. Yeah, he's really weird.
You've been posting videos of you ripping it on there, and I remember when you first picked up the banjo, and you were pretty good at it already, but you were like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to teach myself, figuring it out." You're like really good now. You were good before, but you're like really good now.
I would not say I'm really good. Well, I have been playing guitar for a little bit before I played banjo. So for like the first, like basically I was just playing a banjo like I would a guitar. But I was home so much this past year that I was like, I'm gonna try to learn to play this at least a little bit for real. And yeah, I don't know. I've been getting into like kind of like bluegrass-ish music. I really like the way banjos sound. I mean, like I got the instrument kind of like as a just because there were like two specific songs that had banjo in them that I just liked so much that I really wanted to get one. And now I really enjoy playing it. It turned me into a lot of other music.
That's awesome.
What two songs were they?
The song, so you guys will know the first one. It is, or you probably will know it. It's Sarah Moyer by Elephant Jake. Is like,
hell yeah.
I love that song. It's probably my favorite
Classic.
Elephant Jake song. And then this is the other one is a weird one. It was like I found on YouTube just like somebody did a cover of "Fucking Run" by Liz Phair on a banjo, and it's really really good. And I really liked it. And I thought it was very cool. Yeah. So those two things conspired to make me want to have a banjo. Yeah.
That's awesome. And it seems like meant so long ago, but we were trying to record that banjo, and that was I recall that being my bad because I never had like the proper mics to get the sound out of it, because it's tough enough. You're already finger picking, and you're playing such an intricate. What I had wrote for you was such an intricate. Well, you wrote it yourself, the intricate part. But I'm so excited to share that I have a Neumann microphone, which if you don't know what that is, look it up later. It's really good. It's gonna pick up everything. It's gonna be sick.
No, that's gonna be awesome. Honestly, I'm like glad we probably didn't use the original recordings because I've gotten a little better at it. I think I could do something cooler. That one piece I write, I do still like, but for the other songs, I don't know are we even allowed to talk about that?
Not really.
All right. Well, anyway, there's other songs that I would be playing banjo for, and I think I could do them better now. So
that makes me excited.
I will say that. Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to you offline about that. It's just a waiting game right now, but we'll get there. And when we do get there, you're gonna be the first person I call because I cannot wait to track the banjo.
It's gonna be fun. You write some really good songs, Russ. I mean, I would be honored. I'm honored that you
Oh,
even
thanks.
have me on it.
That's what I'm saying.
This is gonna be very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be super cool. And yeah, for those listening and they don't know what we're talking about, big things are coming.
Big things. You'll find out.
But a lot of cool things are happening for you right now. So I've known you to be a talented artist for a long while, and on your Twitter or your Instagram, you share some of your drawings, your illustrations, and you wouldn't just say like, oh, here's something I drew. You'd have like a really nice little caption to go along with it, kind of explaining what this character is or what this plant is, and um, I never knew where that was coming from. I was like, wow, this guy has like such a vivid imagination. It'd be so cool if he put them together in some sort of story. And that's what you did. You wrote a book. Was that always the plan? Was that what you were working on for so long? Or did you have like a bunch of these ideas and you were like, oh, I might as well throw them together into something?
So this specifically, the book that just came out, like the process of making it was very convoluted. That started in 2018, actually, if I remember correctly. I remember because like I've been posting my drawings like online for a bit, and like one day out of the blue, some guy was like, "Hey, I'll like pay you to make a book." It was weird because I did not have. I mean, I'm not like famous now, but I had like no followers back then. I do not know how this guy found me. And it was like, and I remember telling Ellen this, and she's like, "Is this guy trying to scam you?" And I'm like, "If he is, he's doing a bad job of it because he like sent me the money and told me to draw whatever I want."
Wow.
So, bad scam on his part. And like originally it was supposed to be a comic book, and I got like 12 pages into that. I'm like, wow, this is way harder than I thought it would be. And then I by that time I was like out of college and I was like trying to find work, and so I had to just be like, if I'm gonna get this done, it's got to just be stuff I can draw without it being way too hard, and just kind of because I had been doing the thing for a while where I would make a drawing and like do like a little micro story with it, and I'm like, I got to keep it like that if I want to get this, if I ever want to get this done in a reasonable amount of time, because at that time I was just working a lot and planning for a wedding, and there was a lot going on. Yeah. So I kind of did that where I got like half the book done of just like illustrations, and then I'm like, what kind of story can I write that would make this look like it would all go together? And then like the second half actually fit into that story. But it took a while because it was just in my free time. I would just think of something. Once I had the story going, I had to like make stuff that would fit the theme of it. But yeah, it was kind of a hodgepodge. Things took a while, and all of it was my first time doing it, so I was learning a lot. And it's a little bit rough, but I'm ultimately proud of how it came out. I think it's pretty cool.
And was the person who kind of fronted you the money, was he happy with what you came up with?
Yeah, no, he's kind of mysterious. I've only talked to him like voice to voice like once. Other than that, it's just been messages online. He's a super nice guy, but it's hard to get a read when you're just messaging someone.
Yeah.
But like he like promoted the heck out of it, and like everything I did, he was like, "Yeah, no, go ahead and do that." So yeah, I think it worked out for him.
That's incredible. I had no idea. That's awesome. So I want to talk about the book specifically, but I'm also so curious about how you got into drawing and stuff, because that's definitely not what you went to school for, right?
No, I went to school for engineering, and that's still my job. Cool. Yeah. No, I've always been into drawing. That was what I did all the time as a kid, all the way through middle school, and in high school, I at that point I really wasn't able to teach myself how to get better, and I was just stagnating. When I was a kid, I was always like, yeah, I'm gonna go to school for art, but by the time I actually had to pick a school, I was like, man, I'm really not that good at this. And I got good grades in math and science, and I thought engineering was cool, so I went with that. But when I was in college, I started finding like resources to like just self-improve, because I never totally dropped drawing, and I was getting back into it, and people were sending me artists, and I was like, this is really cool, I want to do this. So yeah, at some point at Rutgers, I started drawing again, like seriously. And since then it's been nonstop. It's like something I do every day, pretty much whenever I have free time. It's just, I love it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you do a lot of like pen or pencil to paper, or are you doing a lot of digital art?
So for the most part, like stuff that you'll see me draw these days, like the lines are all, it's like pencil on paper, and then I ink it with pens, but then I scan it in. I do most of the coloring digitally. That's I kind of like worked myself into a corner there, where like that's my workflow that I can get stuff done the easiest.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing like a lot of commissions lately, and I have to pump stuff out. Not like I'm pumping stuff out like it's garbage, but like I like to get stuff as done as quick as I can, so I can meet deadlines, and that's how it works. But I like to do, in a perfect world, I would take my time and do a lot of stuff more like painterly and like stuff on paper. I like traditional art a lot. But it's just more time consuming, and I don't have as much experience with it. So it's kind of what I got to do when I'm not doing work for other people.
Did you ever have artists that you looked up to or call back to as an influence, or were you just always doing your own thing?
No, I totally have artists that I just like am a complete fanboy over. Do I talk about them or
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna say like Leonardo da Vinci, or like, oh, there's this guy on Instagram who's really good, but anybody, yeah, shout him out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I got two artists that are probably like tied for just make me want to draw. The first one would be Wayne Barlow, who is like he's a painter. He used to do like a lot of like sci-fi novel covers and stuff. I'm trying to think of, he did a lot of the concept art for like Pacific Rim, if you guys have seen that. He like designed a lot of the monsters and a lot of the stuff for Avatar with the blue people, not Last Airbender. But he had a bunch of books that he illustrated that were just like just weird creatures that he made up entire like ecosystems for them and all this stuff. And I had those as a kid, and to this day I think they're some of the coolest books ever. And he's an incredible artist. I love him. And the other one that I absolutely love is Mobius, who's pretty famous. He was a French like comic book artist for most of the second half of the 20th century, that just did all these, like a lot of sci-fi stuff. He made a comic that was like basically the basis for how Blade Runner looks. Like he made a comic called The Long Tomorrow, and I think the story is like, whoever directed that movie, I haven't actually seen it, was like, I want it to look like this. But yeah, he does a lot of pen and ink stuff that is probably closer to what I actually draw, although he's like way better. But those are the two big ones. But other than that, yeah, a lot of the stuff that I really am into now is other people online and like friends I've made. Like there's so much cool stuff that people do, and I've been really lucky to like meet a lot of people that I really look up to, not in person, but like talk to them, and it's very cool.
Let's talk about the book. Could you give a brief synopsis of what your book's about, and give us the title for our audience who has made the mistake of not even reading it yet?
Yeah. This is so the book is called Selim. The subtitle is A Journey, but yeah, it's just Selim, and it's basically what it is it's kind of written like a travel journal to another planet. It's written from the perspective of this guy who goes to this planet Selim, which is like this holy world where all these people from this like weird esoteric religion from the future have been outcast, and this is the only place where they're allowed to live. And so the narrator, who just remains unnamed, he just goes around the planet, like drawing what he sees and describing what happens there. It's not very plot heavy. It's much more like a bunch of tiny little vignettes of like him describing something he sees and just trying to overall give an impression, like he's writing to the wider outside galaxy of like what this secretive world is like. Yeah, I think that's kind of the best way I can give an overview of it.
No, I thought that summed it up brilliantly. And Eric and I picked it up, and I just remember getting a text from Eric, and he's like, "This is absolutely wild."
You guys read it?
Yeah. What do you
No
think? We're gonna have
way.
you on the podcast. We're not gonna read it.
It's just so cool. I'm really excited.
I didn't get to finish it yet. Russell just sent it to me like a few hours ago, but I was just like flipping through and just looking at all the drawings and reading the prologue and stuff. And I love like kind of the world building aspect of stuff. Like I have my Skyrim poster right behind me here, so I'm really excited to dive in.
Oh my gosh, that's I'm like so honored. It's a quick read. You can probably read it in like an hour or two, but I hope it's fun. I really had fun writing it, so I'm so cool you guys reading it.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, I'm so glad Eric brought up the world building, because that's what this book is. It's almost like a world building 101.
Yeah.
And I don't think people can even fathom the idea of, creating a whole world from scratch. You got to worry about the ecosystem and infrastructure. It's so much. I've never talked about this. I'm a really big Star Wars fan. And in the back of my mind, I've always thought about, what if I like wrote some of my own like Star Wars fan fiction?
Mm-hmm.
And I have so much fun like dreaming up like the different planets that they go to. And so when your book came out and I started reading it, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is the master. How do you even approach, that world building process?
I think a big part of it is a technique that I've kind of picked up from other people online, which is you write something really short about like a picture, but it makes it sound like there's way more behind it. Like you make it sound like you know more than what you're actually saying. That's the best way I can kind of describe it. You give little hints and people think, oh, this guy really knows what he's talking about, when in reality, I may not know at all. But it stems from a lot of my interests just growing up. Like I remember in middle school, I would just be sitting in class and like doodling, and I would literally draw like a cell, and I would like an animal cell, like of an organism, and I would draw it like evolving up into like a creature, and I would just do that over and over again, like trying to think about how does this stuff work. And I really like reading about like different world cultures and societies and that kind of stuff. And then it just all kind of comes together. I tried to make it all kind of come together in this book, like just all my little interests, and try to put them together in a way that might make sense, or at least appear to make sense if you're not thinking too hard about it.
No, that totally I mean, even though you're not being specific with your captions, I'm sure a lot of the fun is bridging the gap between two images or two captions, right?
Yeah. I try to make it feel like there is a connection between each scene, even though it isn't explicit. Like I want them to feel like they're all in the same world. Like actually for the book, I had a ton of art that I just threw out because it didn't look visually consistent. And I had to really tighten up how I was doing it, because otherwise I was like, this doesn't look like it fits. And I did a couple read throughs of the book too, like just editing, trying to make sure I didn't have any major like plot holes or anything in it. But yeah, no, it's a lot of it is just stuff I read when I was a kid. Like I had all these like encyclopedias and stuff. Not encyclopedias, but like, you know how like they'll try to make encyclopedias look cool for kids, and they'll have like lots of pictures in it and like stuff. I used to read all that kind of stuff, and like was way into like animals and biology, and it all gets lumped in there into this this book I made. Yeah.
You did write it beautifully. There are like some stanzas that I kind of went back to just to reread them in my mind because they sounded so good, especially your last line. It was a really great last line. But the images just help paint the picture of the world that you're explaining so eloquently. It's awesome. It is so sick.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you like the writing. I'm less confident about writing, which is why it's so image heavy. Because in my mind, I'm like, I gotta let the drawings do some of the work, because I didn't think I could carry it with writing alone. But I'm glad you think it's good. It's cool. I read a lot, but I don't write a lot.
Gotcha. Well, so what kind of stuff do you read?
I mean, the stuff that I like to read is like all science fiction, fantasy stuff. I try to like cycle through, like I'll read a book for fun and then I'll read like something more serious. So I'm not just getting like complacent, and I'm always trying new things. But the stuff that I really genuinely love is that's all kind of old sci-fi stuff. It never gets old to me. I love it. Yeah.
Do you see yourself writing another book like this in the future? Are you just going to stick with doing your kind of one-off drawings, or are you looking to do a comic book?
So actually at the moment, I am working on another book. This time I'm doing it with other people. I made a couple really good friends online, and we were working on a similar book. It's similar in that it's heavily illustrated with like, just kind of stories that go along with each image. The writing is way better because somebody else is doing it. But that's something I'm working on now. And yeah, no, after that, I probably will do another one. I love doing this. And I've got people to do it with me now. So yeah, probably never stop as long as I have free time. This is my favorite thing in the world to do.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so exciting to hear. When I was reading it, I was thinking like, man, this would be like obviously it'd be a cool movie, like pretty fantastical if someone were to adapt it like that. But then I started thinking, because I've been playing more video games lately, like there was my brother got PlayStation Plus, and I didn't know until very recently, like you can get free games from PlayStation Plus. So I've never played these games. I downloaded God of War, Uncharted 4, just a bunch of these like amazing games. I'm not a gamer myself. And so I've been like immersed in like, I think video games are the new movies. I think your book would make such a killer video game.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because the guy that like kind of bankrolled the book for me, he had someone else make like a very small like flash game for it, and you can play it. I think I retweeted it, but there is a very short game for the book. But yeah, I would totally love to see like a full like AAA game version of this. Like you just explore the entire world. It'd be ridiculous. Yeah.
That's so cool. So where can people buy the book?
So the website is called studiopalm.com, but the Palm is like spelled POMBE. But if you go on like any of my social media or something, I got links to it too. It's $5, so hopefully I may try to make it affordable. Like I figure it takes like an hour to read. I'm not going to charge a lot for it. I mostly just want to get it out there so people can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you do pay the $5, what you get is a PDF download of the book, and then I also got a .wav file.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like the process for making this book was very convoluted, and the guy that was running it did all these things without telling me. And like it's all cool, but like I wish he had told me so I could have gotten excited and like promoted it. But he like had someone make a rap for the book, which is wild. It's like it's so out there, and I would say it's like a good rap. And then I found out that the guy who does the rapping is like from New Jersey too, which is weird because I've never met him, and the guy that ran it, the guy that's like running this whole thing is I think from California. So I just thought that was a weird coincidence. But yeah, there was like there's like a rap, there's like a flash game, and there was like I know there was way more planned, and this was like the first time for like all of us doing this, and I think just some stuff got scrapped. But yes, you do get a song with the book. I really should promo that more.
I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was so cool.
It's so funny. Yeah, there's probably so many people, because quite a few people about the book I was surprised, and they're probably all of them had that same reaction, like, why do I have a .wav file with this?
My first reaction was like, oh my God, did he record an audiobook?
That would have been cool. That probably wouldn't be hard to do. That might be one day I might do that.
You got to get Russell to read it.
Oh my God, I
gotta read it.
Russ, would you do it? I would love you to do it.
Yo, if you have like characters, I'll do voices for all the characters,
Yeah.
and then I'll do like Foley in
I
the
go all out.
background.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
his
do
agent.
all the audio.
Yo,
No,
thank you for the gig, Eric.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Eric, you're
That's
just
what I'm here for.
making connections. I just as a quick aside, I watched a bunch of your guys' other podcasts like in preparation for this, and I love the dynamic that you and Eric have, where Eric just pops in at like the absolute perfect moment, but will just fade into the background. Other than that, I think it's hysterical.
Thank you.
That's what
I'm
I
always
do.
worried about it.
It's so good. No, the format is perfect.
That's why we keep Eric around. He's the best. Eric's also the best at making names. Like he thought of the name Shark Club, and I was like, Eric, we're gonna do a podcast. What should we call it? And right away he was like, Soundtown.
Eric, you're so talented.
Thanks. It's it ain't much, but it's honest work.
Oh my god, that's great.
I tried to tell somebody that I was the Andy Richter of the podcast, like to Russell's Conan, and then they shut that down immediately. They're like, "No way, you're nowhere near Andy Richter."
Andy Richter's pretty great.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, you're better than Andy Richter, Eric.
Oh, I don't know about that. I appreciate it, but that's he's pretty
Let's
great.
just say Eric has better facial hair than Andy Richter. We could say that.
That's
right?
100% true. Yeah.
We can all agree on
I'll
that.
take that.
Okay, so not only are you a talented artist and now author,
Oh my god.
and not only are you ripping it on the guitar and banjo, but a long while ago, you and your brother and a friend of yours started a band together, right?
We did, yeah.
What's happening? What's up with that?
That I don't think it exists anymore. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, no. The band, for people who are not familiar, and no one would be familiar with this. No one in the world would know except Russell, because that's a good story. But I was briefly in a band called Mobius Striptease with my brother and my friend Troy, and yeah, it was never very serious. We would like noodle around and do stuff. And we only ever played one show, and Russell filled in on the drums, which is amazing. And I was really can't thank you enough for that.
Oh no, that was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me. But I was gonna ask if that was your only show, because it would. I feel bad now because your drummer, who is actually in your band and wrote those great drum parts, never got to perform with you guys.
Troy's gonna listen to this. Troy's our drummer, and he's gonna listen to this, and he's gonna hear the part where you say great drum parts, and he's gonna lose his mind, and he's gonna text me when he gets to that part.
It's the truth. I remember when you asked me to do it and I was learning the songs, I was like, wow, these are really intricate drum parts. I really got to give it up to him.
He's so down on himself. He was good. We loved being in a band. It is sad that was our only show, but the issue was like when we started, I was the only one that like knew how to play an instrument, and that I wasn't great at it. And Troy had taken lessons back in the day, but he had to learn. And it was me and Troy first, and I came home one day and I was like, and Keegan, my brother, asked me where I was, and I was like, oh, I was at band practice, like joking. And he's like, I want to join. And I was like, if you buy a bass and learn to play, you can join. And he did, which is very cool. And now he's way better at music than I am. He's actually, he's genuinely incredible. But it was just we just kind of, too much was going on. Keegan was at school, and like I was settling into being married, and then the pandemic hit. So we haven't played together in a while, but there is one song up on Bandcamp that we have. I would like to get back together at some point, but it's just difficult at the moment trying to get us all together, and we're all out of practice. Like I've barely been able to play any music because I've just been doing so much drawing. So it's very sad.
We totally get all of that. But in preparation for the set that I played with you guys, you sent me some demos that aren't on Bandcamp, and they're awesome songs, man. They're awesome.
Yeah, do you actually think that?
Yeah, of course.
I can never tell. I always feel like I'm too close to the issue, but like I genuinely did enjoy the songs that we would play, and for a while we were practicing every week, and I don't think we were bad. we could never record right. I have so much appreciation for like what you do with like recording stuff, Russ, because I tried to record demos for us and they just sounded awful. It sounded genuine. It genuinely sounded like we decided that like the way I mixed it sounded worse than us just holding a phone in the basement where we were playing. Like that's how non-intuitive it is for me. And I wish I should have just ponied up and like booked us a weekend at a studio or something and be like, we're going to record this. But I think we had some cool songs, but no one will ever get to hear them unless I'll post the demos maybe after this.
Well, I feel like I should have shared, because I still have the files. I should have shared them with Eric in preparation for this. That's my bad, Eric. But
Eric, you're not missing out. It sounds like trash. It's
no, I think I am missing out. And the more you say that, the more I feel like I really am. So I'm definitely gonna.
I don't know, Eric.
Yourself.
Eric, I don't know if you've seen Logan play the banjo or even the guitar, but he's one of those players who like does a lot of the finger tapping. It's really cool. So imagine that. Imagine Keegan ripping it on the bass. Imagine I'm sorry, what was the drummer's name? Troy?
Yeah.
Imagine Troy ripping it on the drums with his intricate drum parts, and then also imagine this: Logan singing. And he has such a beautiful, unique voice. That's what got me most excited about the band.
I'm definitely gonna have to hear these, Russ. You gotta send those over to me later.
I'll send them right away.
I'm gonna have to post the demos
because one of them has a really sick bass intro.
Oh,
really groovy.
I do think Keegan writes very good bass lines. He's good at that. He of the three of us, he is the best at playing music. I don't think that's uncontroversial.
Has he completely dropped the violin, or does he still mess with that?
I think once he went to, because he was taking lessons down to, like on our street, but then once he went to school, he was living at TCNJ, and he didn't have a car, so he couldn't come home and take lessons. And then there's been a pandemic for the last year. You might have heard of it. So he couldn't take lessons. So I think he's pretty much dropped it. He picked up banjo a little bit, actually. He bought his own.
Nice.
But he can pretty much play anything he puts his mind to. He's pretty darn good at guitar now. He's probably better at guitar than I am. He's very, very good at music. And he does like a little bit, he won't show me much of it, but he does like a little bit of like production kind of stuff. Like he's made like some beats for like classes he's taking, and they're like very cool. Like
that's awesome.
He's really good. Yeah, I want him to be in a band. Even if I can't keep up with him, he deserves to be in a band. He's very good.
Anybody looking for a bass player, violin player, beat maker, hit up Keegan Stahl.
He will do it. He will definitely do it. I wish I could play more shows, man. I wish I was in a band. It would be fun. I miss going to shows.
Me too.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I think I had to miss, I don't know if it was the last Shark Club show, but it was the last one I knew about. I had to miss because my sister was going to France, and then it didn't matter because she was back like a couple of weeks later for COVID. But like, I was so sad that I had to miss. You guys were like playing in Philly or something, and I really wanted to see it.
Well, first show back, you'll be there.
I'll be there.
Whenever that is.
Someday.
Oh, happy 420, by the way, guys.
Happy 420, indeed.
How are we all celebrating?
This is my celebration.
I'm just hanging out here. The wife is celebrating harder than I am. I'm just chilling.
I met up with a old friend today. This kid I knew since pre-K, lives down the street, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not doing anything. You want to hang out?" I was like, "Yeah, I haven't seen him in years." So we're socially distanced outside of my front lawn. I'm like, "So what's new? Like, what's going on?" He's like, "Nothing, just working from home." He's like, "What about you?" I'm like, "Yeah, just working from home." We just stared at each other for 30 minutes.
That's like my like worst nightmare of like hanging out with people that I haven't seen in a while, is that it's going to be like that, but like I'm gonna make them uncomfortable. And like, because it's weird, because I have friends where I'll just like chill and we won't talk, but like, and I think that's fine. But like, if it's someone I don't know and that happens, it's like terrifying for me.
Yeah. It was okay. It was cool. Okay. So normally what we do towards the end of a podcast, Logan, is we play this or that, which if you were listening to the other ones, you might know what that is. but I'm going to give you the option. Okay? And we can only do one. We could play this or that, or we can do a new podcast section I call Inside the Musician's Studio, which is just inside the actor's studio questions, but I changed the name to musician because it's Soundtown.
If this is the new thing, I would like to be the one to break it in.
Okay, we'll break it in here and we'll see if it's worth it.
Yeah, it might not be as applicable to me, but I will try my best.
Well, it's very generic stuff. It's just to get your mind going. So the first question is, and I'm nervous that Eric is frozen here.
Yeah, I think Eric's a little frozen.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Eric.
Yeah, you guys froze up on me, not the other way around.
You froze up on us, dude. Okay, we're gonna do Inside the Musician Studio, Eric. Here's the first question, and you know what, Eric? I'd love to hear your answers to these as well, and maybe I'll chime in.
Ooh.
First question, Logan, is what is your favorite word?
Oh man,
I know.
I think I actually have an answer to this. I like the word mephitic because it's a really weird, archaic word that means like foul smelling. But I had to look it up the first time I read it, and it always stuck with me. And I find it's a very evocative word. I really like it. Yeah.
Mephitic. Thank you for adding that to my vocabulary.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's a weird one.
I should have thought of answers for these because it's unfair to ask people, and I don't have an answer, I don't think. I've always liked the way... Go ahead, Eric.
A word that I've been pretty into right now is jostle. It's just a fun word.
That's just the mood right now.
Right? Like it's just, I don't know. Just try and use that as much as you can this week, everyone.
It feels good to say. Yeah.
Right?
I've always found cul-de-sac to be a very interesting word. It took me many years to figure out how you spell cul-de-sac.
Russell lives in one. I just
doxed
you.
You live in one. Yeah.
I just doxed him.
We're all getting doxed today. Everybody's gonna know where we live.
Okay, you want to move on to question 2 out of 10 here on the Inside the Musician's Studio?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay, it's what is your least favorite word?
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh man! I feel like a lot of people have like moist as their least favorite word. I don't know if that's it for me. I don't know if I have a word that I really don't like.
Something that comes to mind for me, whenever people refer to teenagers as teens, I always wanted to rip my ears off whenever I heard people say that. I don't know why.
You know what? I relate to that, but for tweens instead. That word does bother me genuinely. Yeah.
Nothing bothers you, Eric, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling to think of a word that really gets to me.
Wait, actually, I changed my mind. The word that bothers me is when people refer to the early 2000s as the noughties. I'm never going to be okay with that.
I've never heard that.
I have heard that, and I don't like it. It was like a weird thing that I think they were doing in like the 90s, or like, what are we going to call the next decade? And they were like calling it the noughties. And occasionally I hear people say it and I don't like it.
That's whack.
Very bad.
Okay, question 3 here. What turns you on?
Like creatively?
Yeah, answer whichever way you feel.
Sure.
I'm gonna keep it G. I'm gonna keep it G-rated, and I'm gonna. This is a wild question. Mommy Milky. You know what? That's it. I'm gonna use that. Just keep it that. I don't even need to expound on it.
So let's accelerate to what turns you off.
Oh man.
You're doing so good so far. You're doing so good so far because I did not prep you with these, and they're so out there, and you've come up with answers pretty quickly. So I really got to commend you.
I try to be decisive. For what turns me off, I don't know if I have an answer for this. You know, I can tell you something that makes me uncomfortable, and that's probably the closest I can get for a good answer to this. Is like when you take a shower and it's really hot, and you get out of the shower and you just feel really sweaty. I don't like that feeling. I would say that turns me off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. A lot of things make me uncomfortable, but I'd rather stay positive here. What sound or noise do you love?
Sound of a banjee.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's the
The
one.
twang of the old banjee.
Actually, I had my window open today, and my banjo is like hanging up on the wall, and like the little cords from the blinds got blown by the wind against the strings, so I did have like an ethereal banjo sound just emanating naturally today. So that was cool.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was great.
What sound or noise do you hate?
The sound of somebody scratching a piece of stone, or like just the feeling that it makes me think of. I don't like that at all.
Mm.
Yeah. That's
My
interesting
brother,
because
when
somebody
he eats
asked me
dinner-
that question recently. So you were not the first person to ask me that question this week.
Oh yeah,
I forget who asked me that, but that came up recently. Yeah,
that is interesting.
it's weird.
My brother, when he eats dinner, he'll take the fork and he'll bite on the fork and then pull the fork out while his teeth are against it, so it's like grinding against. I don't know what the fork's made out of, like stainless steel or something. It makes like
That
a
makes me so
zing.
uncomfortable.
All right, question 7 out of 10 here. What is your favorite curse word? You don't have to answer if it makes you uncomfortable.
I try to be a clean cut guy. I like the word. I think the word bitch is just funny to say, and you can use it a lot in funny ways. But I try to steer clear of the cuss words. If I encourage all the viewers to wash your mouth out with soap and just be kind. No, but yeah,
I like that.
That's the word I think is probably like the funniest to like use. Eric?
Yeah, there's a way you can say it that's funny. Go ahead, Eric.
I say dingus a lot. I don't know if that counts as a curse word,
That's
but
not
I
a
say it
curse
like
word.
it is. So
If
I
I
say
known
it
I
like
could
it
say
is, though.
dingus, I would have said that. That's not a curse word.
Eric's got a
It's
good
like-
point. It's how you use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Eric,
It's the attitude. It's the attitude.
It's the attitude.
Okay. This one we ask on the podcast pretty regularly, but not in this way. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
So yeah, my current profession is being a mechanical engineer, but I would like to just be a full-time artist. But is that a lame answer? Because we already talked about how I draw all the time.
No, it's a fair answer.
I mean, it's a fair answer. If I had to be like out there, I want to say national park ranger, because
Whoa.
I have a very romanticized idea of it, like just sitting up in like the Firewatch Tower and it's very quiet all the time. But I did have the chance to talk to an actual guy who does the job recently, and he said it's pretty cool. So that might be the out there response for me.
What about you,
I like
Russ?
that. That's interesting.
Yeah, what about you?
Profession is a strong word, but growing up just through summer camps or rec leagues or school, I've played organized basketball and organized football. And I've never played organized baseball. And I always thought I would be pretty decent at it. And I kind of now probably will never know unless I join like some sort of like work softball team. But yeah, I was watching Bull Durham last night for the first time, and I was like, oh, I wish I gave that a shot. Not to say I would make it all the way to the majors or whatever.
No,
I think that's my answer for today.
You would make it, Russ.
Thanks, boys. I just love bubblegum. What profession would you not like to do?
Sales. Anything that you would have to talk to people a lot on a regular basis. It's just if I'm not talking to like cool people like you guys, it's like, why even talk at all? So if I had to sell something, it would be awful. That's all. That's something like that. Any kind of lots of interaction with people on a regular basis.
going off of that, I don't think I would like to be a funeral director. How depressing of a life that is.
I don't think I could be a funeral director just because I tend to laugh at like things I don't know how to react to, and I can see a lot of situations going in that direction for me. So probably not where I should be.
Do you think living your life as a funeral director, you've become numb to the notion of death? And do you think that's a pro or a con?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes
Thank
to
you.
both. Is it a pro, Eric, or is it a con?
Definitely.
Eric,
I
what
don't know,
profession would you not like to do?
That's probably definitely something like what you were talking about, like death related, something in like a funeral home or something like that, just because I think you would become desensitized to it.
Yeah.
And that's there's probably way more cons than pros.
Yeah.
Shouts out to anyone out there who does work in that field. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I mean, hey, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, they've had a rough
Someone's gotta
year,
do it.
probably. They've probably had their busiest year ever. A good year, depending on
I
how
wouldn't
you
say,
think about it.
I wouldn't say rough. I'm sure they're killing it.
Yeah, they're killing it. But busy.
Definitely busy. All right, we have one last question on here. And I don't know if I want to keep asking this one on the podcast, but this is the last question. And we could skip it if you don't like it, Logan.
Let me hear it.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Holy smokes.
I know.
I think all I want to hear is you're in. I think that's at minimum, that's all I want to hear. I don't want to get turned down. I probably got to work on myself. I got to achieve that answer from God, though. That's a heavy question. Jeez.
I know. Look, I didn't come up with these. Or maybe James Lipton didn't. I don't know. But it's the way it goes.
It's the way it goes.
You're a real trooper for powering through that, Logan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for asking me. That was fun.
I hope it was fun.
No, it was. This is killer. Like, I've been excited for this like all week, like since you texted me. Like,
that's awesome.
I re-listened to the entire like Shark Club discography in preparation for this. I don't know if I thought I was gonna be quizzed or something, but like I just to hype myself up. So this is a delight, really.
What's the best Shark Club
song? That means
a
lot. Thank you.
There's the quiz.
Can we keep talking? Because this is an important question, Russ. This is important.
Yeah, go ahead.
Best Shark Club song that's been released, in my opinion, is Heavens to Betsy. And also the last song I learned on guitar was Heavens to Betsy. Like most
that's really nice.
Okay.
Are you just saying that because Jake is not hosting the show and you're not hurting his feelings?
No, because Jake Game Theory was probably my second favorite song, but I think it's been knocked out by Bill Murray, which people haven't heard yet, but I've been to enough shows that I've heard it and know it. That might be my second. But there are a lot of really underrated ones that you guys don't have on Spotify that the world needs to hear.
Yeah. We're working on it. We'll figure it out. Thank you, though. That means a lot.
Yeah, no, I love you guys. Great music, great people.
Well, yeah, we love you too, dude. And you're more than welcome to come back anytime, whether you have another book or a song to promote or... Seriously, I'm not just blowing smoke. That book was awesome. I'm so happy that you put that together and you're putting more stuff together. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for everything. This really made my night. And I really genuinely, I haven't seen you guys in so long. So just to see you guys' faces and talk to you, it's really makes me happy. This is awesome. Yeah.
Hey, you too, man.
Yeah, for sure. And if you want to give us a call, keep the microphones and the cameras off. Just, locker room talk with the guys. We're here, dude.
I will. I don't have Eric's number. I will text you, Russ, because this is awesome, and I really should talk to you guys more. And this is good. This is really good.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Open invitation.
All right. Then I guess I'll log off unless you got any other questions for me, or that's it.
Do we have any other questions for him, Eric?
What'd you have for dinner tonight?
I haven't really eaten dinner. I just had a snack. I had some English muffins with peanut butter on it, but I haven't had dinner yet.
Okay. Well, I hope your dinner is most excellent.
Thanks, Eric.
Me too.
That's all I needed to hear.
Tell Ellen we said hi and have a good rest of your night, okay?
All right, I will. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you too, dude. Bye. Thanks for taking the time.
Call it what you want. It's less like magic, more like meditation and good habits. They can't explain this. They can't change us. They fear us. They hate us. They take us out of these spaces and wish us good luck when we board the spaceship. But God on my side when I'm levitating. And God on my side when I swim with angels. And God's butterflies.
There you have it, our conversation with our friend Logan Stahl. Super talented guy, super nice guy, Eric. How'd you feel about our chat with him?
It was awesome. I always think back to his wedding as one of the highlights of just our music playing experience.
Yeah, it was an incredible night. I'm sure our listeners weren't expecting that anecdote, but it was really special for us to have been able to celebrate him and his lovely wife Ellen's special day. And
shout out Ellen.
A day we'll never forget. I'm sure obviously they won't forget it. And he's a true homie for life. I hope we can get him back on the podcast sometime soon. And thank y'all for listening this far. We'll leave you with a Mobius striptease song. You can find it on Bandcamp, whether Logan likes it or not. And if you dig it, you got to hit him up on social media so they could keep writing some more killer tunes, because they got a bunch in the vault. They just haven't recorded them yet. So without further ado, here is Mobius Striptease. Come back soon, y'all.